Okay, so you remember how I was saying, like several videos ago, if you do that, I was trying 3 attempts to make a video, and if I couldn't do it on the third time, then I was gonna stop making videos. If you get to the part about questions have answers, then you don't need me to make videos anymore. So look at the last 2 videos, right? And then if you can get to the part, that means you're mature. And it doesn't mean that I'm evaluating everything that's maturity. It means that I'm growing up too. Like when that whole last couple videos was something about how to ask a question. And then there's the why. You see, why is why. Okay. So then, how to ask a question gets to what you're trying to speak to. And then the why is why. Why is always going to be why. So it's questions have answers. And if I'm telling you questions have answers in a video, then I'm not content creating. All that stuff, that's like you say, this is why that and that is this and this is that and everything. But it's pointing to this. It's pointing to that questions have answers. So there's the third video. And I can retire. That's weird, right? Because now what if it's the occult is talking to me and I don't want to quit and I don't want to retire? That's the thing. Like, we've been having companies like TMZ or the DNC, the Democratic National Convention, and they brought back Aretha Frank. Made a big hullabaloo at her funeral, and made her funeral about Donald Trump. You notice that she's a diva. Like, what they did, it's not that she should have just gone away and be quiet. They kept going back around and trying to have a reunion with them. You can understand, right? They own the royalties, and it's like it used to be right after the holiday season died down and all the economy, that's when they sacrificed a black person. It could be an actor, a ball player, anybody. Now it seems like it's always rappers. You know what I mean? Maybe Kobe Bryant was the last one, and there was to tell him, okay, we don't have a way to talk to the subconscious anymore, so release the Kraken, and it was going to be the Omicron or something. Feed a red man to an Ouroboros, and now my sister's a monarch butterfly. You know what I mean? This shit is crazy. She wasn't a monarch butterfly before. Growing up, she became one when she started hanging out with her PR, her colleagues and public relations. Like to that which I rebuked them or whatever, refute or rebuke or whatever. I know why they're doing it. I know why they want to act like it's not in my decision whether or not I put experimental rushed clinical vaccine trials through my own baby, through our own 5-month-old. As soon as Pfizer comes out with it, that's all the argumentation I need to know why we should do it. But until then, like, it's out of my hands. Like, bitch, shut the fuck up, out of your hands. It ain't in nobody's hands. Who the fuck, if it actually have to capitulate to recognize that I don't even believe in something, let alone demean with the fucking lack thereof of any science, then when it comes down to whose mysterious hidden hand injects their 5-month-old and whose decision it ultimately was, you got in your car, you drove down there and everything like that, and everything like it was the most important thing to do in the world and protecting people and keeping them safe. Now you fucking stand with Ukraine. How is it that they're able to gallivant and fucking around like Threats pimp, Threats fucking whole pimp is something that my friend or neighbor would just say, just to fucking ignore those people. They don't know. God damn. But then it's not on the world stage too, and everywhere fucking burning its way to your backyard. It's a fire burning to your backyard though. At the same time, are you gonna turn around and fucking try to ignore that? Science and everything. You're just trying to troll. You're just mad because you can't troll. Ain't nobody could fucking want more science. You're trying to remove indoctrination. You can't believe that shit, can you? Indoctrination, isn't that a facsimile or something? You think it's gonna indoctrination is something that come across on the telegraph wire? Man, a lot of people are gonna fucking suffer because you can't troll. You would never lay down that tired fucking those stratagems and fucking shit that you're gonna have to take like a powerful illusion and believe it yourself. Like it's a facsimilation. It comes on the fucking telegraph wire like death fucking riding on the wind to the convenience of a Munchausen syndrome cop, deputy, somebody like a little innocent old woman from Beatlemania or something to be the last line of defense. You know what I mean? And it's not about fucking truth or anything. It's about, I have a voice and my opinion matters, and you can't besmirch and fucking, wait, what if your shit is to the curb? Everybody can't fucking take it. Why is it to the curb? Because you want to live other people's lives. Their lives already taken. You got to live your life. No excuses and shit, and coming up with excuses and shit. Like, oh, because you felt something when we know you felt something when you seen those tank drive over the Ukrainian car, trying to escape and fucking, or trying to swerve and bend a corner and fucking ran over an innocent Ukrainian. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to take that and say, okay, now create all this misery and stop anybody from being able to transact and do commerce and be able to survive and fucking did one picture or one video and the legitimate emotions and try to translate that or into a fucking famine and then fucking everybody falling out. Give me a fucking break, won't you? What the fuck? Do I gotta do some drugs on you niggas? I'll take some fucking promethazine codeine. Like I turned to Mr. Mosley. Maybe they got the right. Maybe they got the right concoction. I don't know, because I never tried that promethazine codeine shit. But I suppose it feels like a little bit chilly, willy. You know what I mean? And a little bit like warm at the same time, like a baby blanket boo. And if you don't need that, you're gonna feel sick. You know what I mean? You think like it's like, oh, this is gonna be. You would think so, because the drug would make you feel like everything's okay and right with the world. Sheesh. But there's people that don't take that and fucking are. And there's people that just have Ambien. Ambien's an opioid. So all the opioids are. That's why all the opioids are. because it makes the patient feel you got that you got their shit right. You know what I mean? You got my shit right this time, and then later on they come back and there's some sort of drug interaction, or they don't like sooner or later they don't like it. It could be right off the top that you don't, right at the beginning you don't like it, but whether or not you got to keep taking it or just the one time you took it, if it's already done its thing and everything like that. What's the quack science now? You know what I mean? I mean, we know that if somebody needs operation, that they're gonna need, what's it called? I'm trying to get it all right. Shit. It's that one. It just numbs. It just numbs. It doesn't get you high. I forget what that shit's called. It's not Novocaine, because Novocaine gets you a little high. And there's two of them. There's one starts with B and one starts with I. And they inject the site, and make it numb. Then they could do the other. Then they do the other one or some shit. I don't know. Like there's always something to not make you want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Yeah. So it's like generalizing can really fuck up. And then it's just polarization for galvanization to get you to generalize, to come up with a new delicacy. Just tenderizing that's just going on tenderizing. And a cycle of consuming flesh. Get into pods, eat the bugs in a complex of cages, like all that shit. That's all gonna be what we bequeath to the next generation through an aspect of polyamory. And I'm not saying that people want to fuck their mother, or that's Oedipus, or give their mother to their sons after they're done with them. It's just that we have aspects of polyamory and a curse of generations, generational curse. Somebody has to have the jealousy of God and fucking put it to finally just see what I'm saying, just be done with it and shit. But you have to kill the head werewolf. If you do it too soon, you go to prison. One step, like, until it's the right time, then you can do that and you won't go to prison. And it would be like a murder, but it would be like the fucking fed up. It would just be people just fed up with righteous indignation. And it's not murder. You know what I mean? You see, you just don't want to. Righteous indignation is not a harbinger, but a symptom of rough times brought on by people doing the Lord's work, or doing good work, or being a good goody. That's it.